Can you see it when I hold up a book?
Yeah, you can see it. Just don't hold it so far from your face.
What do you mean? Hi everyone, this is Jean and welcome to my channel. Today I'm going to go through my most disappointing reads of 2017. Now, a lot of these reads I was really looking forward to, either because I had read other reviews that made it sound like I would really like the book, or because I had read the author's previous books before and gave me higher expectations. So I'm just going to go through 5 of them. Yeah. Let's begin. So the first book that I read that was disappointing is Warcross by Marie Lu. Being a gamer myself, I thought I was going to love this book, especially since it's about gaming and virtual reality and about a girl who's a hacker who can hack into the system, and she's a bounty hunter as well. And Amika Chen is also an Asian character, which was really cool as well. And the whole story is set in Tokyo. Warcross is about a virtual reality game that has pretty much taken over the world. All these players are basically playing a game and they have different classes and things like that. But yeah, the virtual reality makes it like really real as well to experience. So pretty much every gamer's dream. The thing that I found really disappointing about Warcross is that you've got this amazing like futuristic Tokyo world that's built out, but there isn't really too much detail on the game itself. I didn't really understand why such a simplistic game was such a worldwide phenomenon, and I thought the details on it weren't done that well. The other thing is I thought it was so insta-lovey, and the romance actually made me super uncomfortable. The romance is basically between Amika Chen, who's a teenage bounty hunter, and also the creator of the game. So he's basically her boss, and he buys out all her debts and gives her a job. So I felt like there was an unequal power balance. I also felt like the secondary characters were really interesting, but we didn't get to spend too much time on them because of the romance, and I thought the romance took over the story. So while it was a super cool concept, I only gave this one 3 stars. I am looking forward to the next book, but it is a book that I had higher expectations for. The next book that I found disappointing is The Sun is Also a Star by Nicola Yoon. The Sun is Also a Star is about this Korean guy who bumps into a girl and she's about to be deported, and there's wonderful POC characters here, but the thing is they fall in love pretty much instantly, and it all happens within 24 hours. I actually thought the romance moved super fast here. I loved both of the characters, and I like the fact that the guy in here was a softer sort of male who wasn't very alpha. He doesn't know what he wants to do. It all happened so fast, and I kind of find it really hard to believe that romance can happen like that, and then the book is sort of about fate and about how things happen in an instant. And yeah, I just found like the end of the book to be quite hard to believe as well. Aside from the believability, I did read this all in one day. It was a quick read, but yeah, I kind of found it a bit disappointing because everyone was raving about it at the start of the year. The other book I found disappointing was Renegades by Marissa Meyer, and I've actually recently reviewed this in my November wrap-up, so make sure you check that one out. Renegades was super disappointing to me, but I forced myself to read it, and that's because I'm all about superheroes. I love their secret identities, their motivations for wanting to save the world, and pretty much Renegades was all about that. It was about the good and the bad, and how both of them wanted to have secret identities to try and affect change. But the thing that I found disappointing about Renegades, it was so slow, and I just felt absolutely nothing for these 2 characters, and you're pretty much told their secret identities at the start of the book, so I'm like, well, that's kind of ruined the mystery, hasn't it? There's a lot of deep, complex world building here. It goes a lot into the history of the Renegades themselves, who are superheroes that the world relies on, and the anarchists who are trying to take them down from the inside. Like, I found a lot of it hard to believe. It was slow, it was tedious, and I really couldn't get into it. And being a big fan of the Lunar Chronicles series, I kind of expected a lot more. Another book that I found disappointing was Wild Beauty by Anna McLemore. I actually tried so hard with this book because I love her writing, I love the diversity of her characters, and how she goes into like transgender identities and LGBTQIA characters. I have read and loved When the Moon Was Ours, and I absolutely loved it. So I was expecting so much, especially because it has a beautiful cover as well. Wild Beauty is about a group of girls or cousins, and they are all in love with the same girl called Bay, and a lot of them are really mysterious because they can grow flowers from their body, so they're pretty much shunned from the society. And then a guy comes along and they're trying to find out his identity and how he's connected to all of them. He hasn't really got any memories, so it's trying to piece together what he knows, who he is. The thing about Wild Beauty is it's so slow. I actually DNF'd it one time, and then I saw everyone else's reviews, so I actually came back to it, and it still didn't excite me by the time I reached the end. It's written really, really beautifully, really descriptively, but most of it is about the descriptions of flowers and growing flowers and florally nature and how flowers surround these women and this community. And look, I like flowers, but I really don't like flowers that much. That was why I found it disappointing, but yeah, I seem to be the black sheep when it comes to this one. The next book I'm going to talk about is one that I found super disappointing as well, and that is Flame in the Mist by Renee Ardea. And I had read the Wrath and the Dawn book. It definitely wasn't my favorite, but I definitely wanted to give the author another shot because she's a POC author and she writes super beautifully. But I've come to the conclusion that her writing isn't for me, and that was definitely apparent in Flame in the Mist. Flame in the Mist was touted as a Mulan retelling, but in a Japanese setting, and it's about a girl called Mariko who is betrothed to the prince, but her carriage gets attacked by bandits. And then she decides to get revenge on them because she believes that they've killed her brother or some sort of family member, I can't really remember. So she goes and joins the Black Clan. What I found unbelievable about this is why the Black Clan would let someone like Mariko come and join their activities, especially someone who was as mysterious as her, who had a really bad attitude, who kept on bad-mouthing them. And at one point, she even throws a ninja star at the back of one of the leaders. Yeah, it's not questioned at all. And I'm just like, how in the world, if you're a fearsome Black Clan, would you let this like random young boy who you know is really shifty join your clan? Like, does that even happen? It's just not believable at all, especially since she's a bit of a novice as well when it comes to the fighting and all of that. Like, what value would they find out of that? The other point of view in here is Kenshin, which is her brother, and I found Kenshin to be so boring. I just skimmed over his perspective, like, just wasn't really interesting because he's all about tracking his sister, and yeah, I just was not a fan of neither of these characters. I did like the authentic Japanese setting, I thought that was done pretty well, but yeah, I was just so disappointed by Flame in the Mist. So these are some of the books that I found super disappointing in 2017. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, please give me a thumbs up and subscribe to my channel up here if you want to see more videos. And yes, check out my latest video as well. Thanks guys, I'll see you guys next time. Bye.